Hello, everyone. It's Linda Jordan with LRJ Coaching and Business Solutions. Hopefully, you are having a fantastic Thursday. So, I wanted to come on today just to share a few key points with you today. But again, for those who do not know me, my name is Linda Jordan with LRJ Coaching and Business Solutions. And I help corporate leaders that are challenged with productivity and growth identify those gaps, implement solutions, and increase productivity, which then, of course, increases their bottom line. So if you're serious about your bottom line in corporate America, I would love to talk. My information will be in the chat at the end of this discussion. And so I look forward to connecting with each of you. You can put some time on my calendar for next week. I will have about 5 slots for next week for a free 30-minute consultation. So look forward to hearing from all of you. So today we're going to talk about servant leadership and the importance of servant leadership. But one of the components around this topic is, why don't individuals develop as leaders? Why don't people develop as leaders? And that is because there are a couple of assumptions, 4 to be exact, 4 assumptions that individuals have that prevent them from stepping up to the plate, from being in a leadership role. So the first one is, there's an assumption that I am not a born leader, so I can't lead. And I'm not sure why people think that, but let's put it into perspective. Everyone's born through the same process. We're all human beings. And so no one is born a leader, but we can become leaders. So I'll say that again. No one is born a leader, but they can become a leader. And that comes through training and development. It also comes through, your upbringing. If you're from a family who are leaders, it doesn't have to be like leaders in corporate America, but they're leaders in their community, then you too will become a leader. So get rid of that negative thought that just because you don't feel that you are a leader, that you can't become a leader, because you can. And therefore, if you become a leader, then yes, you can lead. The second one is, a title and seniority will automatically make me a leader. Well, I can tell you that is so not true. That is an assumption. So there are situations where in leadership positions or in organizations where individuals have a title, or they've worked for a company for a really long time, and therefore they assume that because of that they're the leader. They're the person that's in charge, the person that everyone needs to listen to. Well, I'm here to tell you that is not true. Having a title or working for a company for 20, 30 plus years, or even 5 to 10, does not make you a leader. A leader is someone who is selfless. You are the person who is giving to others. You're the person who allows your team to be seen. You allow your team to get the glory and the notoriety. You're the person that sits in the back and you allow your team to take the lead. That's truly what a leader is. It's not about having a title. It's not about working for a company for 20, 30 plus years. It's about what you do in the role that you do have. The greatest leaders are the ones who are behind the scenes, and they let their people, their staff, be seen and heard. So that's really the truth of the matter. So don't think that because you don't have a title that says leader or director or whatever you may be thinking, that you cannot lead. Everyone can lead. You just have to be shown the proper way to do it. The third assumption is work experience will automatically make me a leader. Well, I kind of cover that in the second bullet, because people that believe they worked for a company for 15 to maybe 30 years, that they're automatically the leader. Now, they may be the go-to person, which kind of does make them the leader for information, but it doesn't mean that they can lead a team. It doesn't mean that they can lead a project. And now they probably could, But having work experience does not automatically make you a leader. So, for example, I have worked for a company, had worked for a company prior to my long-term company of 30 plus years. But when I was out looking for, my true employment in my earlier years, I worked for a company that had someone there who had been there longer than me, and therefore they assumed that they were the leader. Now, they weren't the leader, but they were the person that trained me. And so their leadership skills kind of didn't match with mine. And so, long story short, that person ended up leaving because they were not doing their job the way that they were supposed to. But there are, I share that with you so you can understand that sometimes just because you think the person believes that they've been there for X amount of time period, that they have some seniority because of their years of experience. So again, years of experience do not automatically create you to be a leader. Being a leader is not, it can be glorious, but it can also bring challenges with that and lots of responsibility. But that's the beauty of it, because as a leader, you can, even though there's a lot of responsibility for you to have, it also allows you to train others, to bring others along with you. So when I was in corporate America, one of the things that I will say, I'll pat myself on the back, is that I wanted to make sure that my team did get as much training as they could. The people that were interested in leadership, I allowed them to take those roles or do transitions for assignments so that they can gain those leadership skills. Because at the end of the day, a good leader must train that next person to take their position, because you may not always be in that position to be the leader. And so that's one of the beauties of being a leader, is that you get to train others to take your place. You get to train others to be better than you, to be a better leader than you. And that's truly what being a good leader is all about. The fourth and final one is I'm waiting until I get a position to start developing as a leader. Well, I am here to tell you that wait has never made anyone a leader. Waiting for a position has never made anyone a leader. If you want to be a leader, you really need to do the necessary things that require you to be a leader in whatever organization that you're in. So for me, I have always wanted to be a leader. I've been a leader since I was little. I was selling Stuart McGuire shoes, which I don't even know if that company still exists, but I was like 12 or 13 selling shoes, going door to door. So I was always a leader because I always wanted to have my own money. So it's all about the mindset. But that was my mindset because I came from a large family and I was the middle child. And so you're not the oldest, you're not the youngest, so you're not going to get a whole lot. So I had to work really hard for what I wanted. And in order for me to get some of those things that I really wanted, because my parents didn't have money, it required me to find how to be an entrepreneur, how to make money. And so selling shoes was one of the ways that I did to make some extra income. And so doing that just, allowed me to really think differently about being a leader. And so, sometimes you may have bumps in the road where you're thinking, this is not going to work, but you got to stick to it. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent so that you can achieve the goals and objectives that you want to do. So don't wait for a position to come available for you to become a leader. Because think about it. Someone else may be applying for that same position and may have more skill sets than you. And therefore, you don't get that position. So you've waited for a position to come available so you can start becoming a leader. And that leadership role is requiring you to have those skill sets. So what does that mean? Well, yes, what that means is that as individuals, regardless of what our responsibilities are, we need to always be sharpening our tools. Always sharpen your tools, because you never know when the opportunity may arise. So get as much training as you can. while you have the opportunity to work from home or doing Zoom or whatever it is, take the time at lunch. If there's a webinar around leadership skills, being a servant leader, start listening to some of that during your breaks, or if you have time in the evening. Take every opportunity that you can to sharpen your tool set. Add more skills to your tools, because you never know who's looking for what. And so don't wait for a position to be created so that you can become a leader. Start becoming a leader today. Start becoming a leader today. So if you're someone who's listening to me today, and these 4 areas around assumptions of why people don't develop as leaders, not thinking that because you weren't born a leader, you can't lead, you're not good enough, not having the title of seniority that, so that you can become a leader or step into that role, not having enough work experience and thinking that you can't be a leader, or you're waiting for someone to hand you a position, or you're waiting for that position to come available because maybe there's someone in that role that's retiring. Don't do that to yourself. That's self-sabotage. Take the time now to train yourself. Sharpen your tools in your toolbox. Get as much training that you can, whether it's webinars or lunch and learns, whatever it is. Reading a book, reading a book is one of those things that sometimes it's hard for people to get adjusted to. But if you're a reader, please read a book. And speaking of books, if someone is interested in the book that I wrote, it's called The Voice of Hope, Inspired Untold Stories of Caregivers. So if you're interested in my book, please put it in the chat, or let me know that you're interested, and I'll send the information. So hopefully what I've said today has been very helpful. If you're someone who is listening to me right now, whether it's on currently listening, or if you're watching this later through the replay, and you really want to take yourself to that next level, you're looking for a leadership position, you're just not sure how to get there, you're not sure who to talk to, you're not sure if you have the right skill sets, you might. But if you're that person that's listening, then I need to talk to you. So please connect with me so that we can have a conversation about how to get rid of all those myths, those negative things that you're thinking about, those assumptions that may be holding you back from being the leader, the servant leader that you should be and can be. So connect with me at www.lindajordan.com, and that's LINDAJORDON.com. And let's have a conversation about how I can help you be the best leader that you can be. Until next time, I will see you next Thursday, same time. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.